Okay, I hope this is going to work. I'm going to start this out a little bit more about organizing and so forth. And I've opened up Windows 10, or at least my version of it that I have on my Mac. And I want to start out by, again, dealing with photographs, but a little bit more in the line of organization. Now, to start out with, in order, if I see my desktop, it's kind of a mess, obviously. But down below here is an icon that opens up the folders, which is what we're interested in because I want to work with files. So I'm going to click up File Explorer. And if you don't have it down here in the taskbar, what you could do is click the Windows icon, the start icon, and just type File, File Explorer, and you'll see it there. And then you could click on that and it would open up a File Explorer. Or of course, if you don't have it on the taskbar, what you could do is if you go back to that same place, File Explorer. Let's see where I'm at here. Let's see. I should be able to find that icon here, maybe not. Anyway, what I would do is make sure that that's here. Let's try one more time. File Explorer. And if let's see, if I right click on that, see I can, right now it's on the taskbar. So I would be unpinning it, but for you, if you do not have that on your desktop, down to the taskbar down here, you would say pin to the taskbar. Pinning to start is another thing. It's simple, but that's when I first press the icon for, well, let's do it. If I say pin to start, what happens every time I press this, you'll see File Explorer. It's right there. And I could also drag that down to the taskbar, but it's already there. Anyway, to work with files, folders, we use File Explorer. So I click that. Now, what's important to me is the view, because I can do things depending on the view that I have. And another thing I want to mention right now is if you are not using a mouse, you're not going to be able to do most of the things we talk about, because it's very difficult to use just the key, like if you have a pad on a laptop, it's much easier to use a mouse, and you can't do a lot of the things that I'm going to do if you don't have a mouse. And any USB mouse would work just fine. Anyway, what I want to do is I want to talk about renaming folders, files, and so forth. And let's start out by changing the view that I have. So right now, the view that I have is okay, but I prefer to have a view that shows a list like this. So I would click List. And the other thing I want to do is under View is I want a Preview pane or a Details pane. They're both about the same, but a Preview pane is useful to me. And I'll show you what that does. Now, if I click on Pictures here, that's not very good. I don't have the view I want. So I want the view as a list with content. Let's see, details. I want this to be there. So then if I click on a folder, such as photos that I've scanned recently in 2000, for the year 2000, and then if I click on one of the pictures, if I have the view set up so that there's a preview pane, you can see what the picture looks like over here on the right side. And that would be true under any circumstance. If you're into documents, for example, and if I go into, let's say I go into some documents, let's see, Excel templates. And if I change my view to show a preview pane, then if I open up an Excel template and I click on it, let's try that again. If I need to change the view, I should have put details. And then I also want the view to be a preview pane. Then if I click on this file, a lot of times I'll see the preview over here. I guess it's not going to happen in this particular situation, but usually it will. You might have to spend more time with this, but that's the idea. You want to make sure that the view that you have is what is most convenient to you. Now, going back to pictures, if you click the view to be large icons, then you'll see folders and contents within the folders. Small icons, the same thing, but more of them. What I generally do is pick details. And again, I would, as I open up a folder and click on the picture, I've got it so I can see the contents. And if I arrow down, I can see the different pictures that I scanned. Now, one of the things that you might want to do as you're working with this sort of thing is rename things. So, for example, the name of all of these files is very similar, and they're sequential. If I click on the very top, they will probably reorganize. See, if I click up here under file, it'll alphabetize them right now in decreasing order. If I click it again, so it's 5, 6, 7, so that it's in increasing order. Another thing that's useful is not necessarily one is modified, but that might be helpful. If I right click on that bar up here, I can also put in the date that it was created, or that, and that's also useful to me sometimes. So I can see that I created those pictures the same day they were modified because I just scanned them. Okay, another thing that's useful is if I want to delete some of these things, and I don't want to necessarily, but let's say I have, as I look through these different pictures, let's say I decided I don't like this one, then I hold the control key and I go down and pick another one I don't like. Whoops, I gotta pick the right key here. Let's try that again. Let's see, I think I should, maybe it'll be the shift key for these. Shift key highlights all of those, and then I would, and if I wanted to delete them, I would right click, and then I would just say delete. Okay, but if I only want to delete a few of them, let's see, this one, I should be able to use a command. Let's see. With your PC, you should be able to hold the command or the control. Yeah, there it is, the control key. So I picked those three, and then, or this one, if I wanted to pick more of them, just click on hold the control key and pick the ones you want. And then if you right click any one of those and then go down to delete, you would delete all of them. I can also undo this, but I don't want to for now. I could, if I delete one of them, if I take this one, and I go under edit, if I delete it, then I can undo. So for example, I'll right click this and I will delete it, and then I go to edit and I undo it, so that puts it back. I hope that did that. Okay, let's do it again, undo again. I think I hope I didn't delete that picture. Okay, anyway, it's not important. The other thing that's sometimes useful is, for example, all those pictures I have already got in a folder here. Let's say I'll take all these pictures down here. These are the same ones, by the way, that are up here in 2000. But they're not together in a folder. I'm going to put these in a folder. Notice there was a number 6. So that's something that I want to, let me see, I click that. Oops, number 6, it's this one. If I click that and I right click it and I copy it, I can go back up here into the 2000 and right click in there and I could paste it. And there's number 6 again. I put it back because I did accidentally erase it. Okay? Okay, so let me go back again to pictures. So I have all these pictures down here. All right, now these pictures that I've named December, I want to maybe rename all of those. I can rename one of them by, if I right click and I go down here and just say rename, I can do that. Click on rename, and then I have a way of editing. I can edit however I wish to do that. Okay, I'm not going to do that yet. Let's say I want to rename all those. And let's say I want to say 2000 dash Christmas or 2000 something or other. So I would take all of these pictures, I click the first one, and this time I hold the shift key and click the last one so they're all highlighted. Then if I click rename, that's not good. That'll work on the Mac. I'm not sure if this is going to do it here. Let's see. I should be able to. I may not have the ability that I think I'm going to. I should be able to click rename, and I should be able to rename all of those. Let me try that. December. I'll put a space. I put a dash here, and then enter. It did that. So you notice every one of these now have a dash in. Just because it looked like I was editing one of them, it actually edited all of them. Let me go back and take the dash out. So I'll highlight all of these, and I'll click on any one of them since they're all highlighted. Click on, they're not all highlighted now. Click on those, and I have to say rename. Then it picks one of them, and I'll delete the dash. So I'll backspace in here so the dash is gone. Then I'll enter off the keyboard, and notice the dashes are gone on all of them. Okay, another thing that I can do is take these pictures. I should be able to put them in a folder. So if I click the first one, hold the shift key, click the last one, and then I would go under File, and let's see here. Let's try this. I guess not. Right click. I guess what I have to do is go here, somewhere up here, and click folder. I should be able to put these all in the same folder. If I can't, let's see if I click on folder, what does that do? No. Okay, here's the option. What I would do is, okay, I would just go under File. That would have done it. Let's try that again. Click the first one, click the last one, and go under File here. I was looking in the wrong place, and I want maybe some of you know the idea. That's opening a new window. Let's see, what do I got to do? I don't use a PC very often, but what I should be able to do is group all of these into one folder, and maybe some of you can help me with that when we go to the other thing, to the Mac, or right at the end of this anyway. So the last thing I want to do very quickly is show how to copy these somewhere else. Let me do it this way. I can shift click all of these and drag them up to the other folder. So I just drag all these up into this other folder. And now if I open that folder, double click it, you'll see all of those are in the same folder. And I have to go through and clean out the duplicates. And later on then, the other thing that I would want to do, let me go back to pictures here. This folder here, I want to eventually put it into this drive here.